Hello and welcome to the HP Engineering Video Podcast Series. Today we're going to talk about Oklahoma City. I have with me Dustin Anderson. He's the Senior Vice President of HP Engineering. Dustin is an electrical engineer and he is also the manager of our Oklahoma City office. So he is certainly well qualified to talk to us about Oklahoma City. We're glad to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could, just for the benefit of everyone watching, tell us a little bit about your background and how you ended up in Oklahoma City.
Certainly. So I went to the University of Arkansas and graduated there in 2009. From there, I moved immediately over to Oklahoma City and started work at Detterman Sherman Engineering. It's a great firm. Worked there for 5 years. I ended up taking my PE exam and passing it. And in 2014, November of 2014, I ended up opening the office for HP.
Okay.
And a couple months into it, we hired Sean Hoffman and Risty Courtney. And from there, it just took off. We are now 13 people. We're looking to hire a couple more for next year as our growth kind of continues up, and it's been fantastic.
That's awesome. That sounds really good. Well, what are some of your favorite projects? What are the kind of projects that you've worked on that you just are proud to have your name associated with? Things you go home, talk to your family about, and your friends, and say, "Hey, that was mine. That's me." That kind of thing.
Certainly, we have several of those. One of the things I just love to do are projects that are something that we get to talk to the owners about, or see in the community, in the newspapers, whatever it is, and seeing families that just get to be involved in those projects. And so we, at my previous employer, I was able to work on some projects down at the Boathouse District. One of those in particular was the whitewater rafting facility that they have. And so I was able to take my family there and work on that facility and watch them kind of enjoy their time. And there's so many other families there. But that's in Oklahoma City area, as well as another one most recently is Chisholm Creek. That's right along the turnpike and over by Top Golf. And that whole area is just booming. And they have a Track 30 building is what it's actually called. And that project we were able to do retail, restaurants and everything. And so it is completely filled up. They're looking at building offices and everything around there to kind of help filter in a lot more people to that area. But what's nice about that area is right next to it is a pond project. And people don't think much of what we do whenever there's a pond project. And so we did all the lighting around the facility. We did the parking lot, but at the point of the pond, there is a playground. And so it was just interesting. My friends the other day, he had taken his family there, and they posted some pictures on social media of his kids playing at the playground, some videos and stuff. And so I, of course, piped up and said, "You're welcome." And that kind of just sparked the conversation of, what do you mean? And so I basically said, I took all the credit and said that we did it, but we had help, obviously. But it's a fun area. And so he got to learn a little bit about kind of what we really did, not just buildings and everything. And so downtown, there's a lot more stuff going on. But those just dealing with the owners, dealing with the projects and being able to go meet with them, talk to them about it has been fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, is Oklahoma City busy right now? It sounds like it is. What's keeping folks busy right now?
Oklahoma City is very busy right now. There's a lot of firms that are struggling to basically get work out because they're just so packed with deadlines left and right. And so it is very awesome market to be in right now. Kind of the prime projects that are pushing that is developer work. There's a lot of condo projects. There's a lot of retail restaurants. And that's really the prime thing right now. Not as many hospitals and stuff, but trying to develop downtown Oklahoma City. They have this new rail system that they just installed. And they're doing the test phases of it right now. And that is going to be huge for trying to get these developers in and bringing that work. And so I think that is the main thing right now that is going on and will continue.
I mean, do you see that going forward? I mean, looking ahead a couple of years, maybe 5 or 10 years down the road, where do you think Oklahoma City is is going. Where is it at now? Where's it going to be in 10 years? What does Oklahoma City want to be in 5 to 10 years? And what's the vision you think the developers are trying to bring to the Oklahoma City area?
I think that this is probably the initial start of it. I think definitely in 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a lot more that are going to be coming from areas like Kansas City, St. Louis, where we're probably about 10 to 15 years behind them in developing Oklahoma City as we need to. And so this is probably the first start. The Turnpike is probably another part where they're just adding in a section up on the east side. And I don't know if they're going to do a full circle around. Mm-hmm. It's been a rumor going around, but I think it's very interesting the direction that they're taking this for people, the developers, to come in and build all of these facilities. And I definitely think it's headed that direction with retail.
Yep.
Film Row is a huge one right now. They're revamping all the buildings down there. Midtown's another big one that they're trying to do some stuff for. So we've been able to be a part of those projects and looking to continue to do so.
Okay, so there's a lot going on in Oklahoma City. Everybody's busy. A lot of times when people are busy, it's easy to overlook a lot of the other things that are going on, maybe just specifically within the world of the architecture and engineering community. Mm-hmm. When everyone's happy, they're happy. But What do you think right now are some of the challenges internally with engineering and architecture firms? What are some things that are challenges and that you guys are looking to overcome?
I would say that there's a couple things, but the two that kind of pop in my mind are, the first one would be trying to keep people, mm-hmm. good people.
Yep.
The second one would be fees.
Okay.
So as the projects get more expensive, the cost of living, everything goes up. It seems like sometimes we're meant to keep our fees at the same price.
Okay.
Which is a struggle for everybody. I mean, we went to a seminar recently in Dallas, and that was one of the topics of discussion was how do we raise our fees without, turning everybody away, saying, oh, well, they can do it for cheaper. Yeah. And so we do really good work, and we have a lot of architects that we team up with, and we've created a really good team. Uh-huh. And so trying to get certain fees for certain project types, I think, are a struggle. Okay. And I think that we can work on that and educate the owners and say, hey, this is what we're providing you is this top-notch project. Yeah. And so trying to get them to agree to that's always the architect's job more than ours.
Absolutely.
Definitely. But
absolutely.
The largest issue for sure is good people. Finding them, keeping them is the biggest struggle. So as soon as I find a person, my goal is to basically make that person feel as at home as possible. Yeah. And so I try to create this environment in which that they love to come to work every single day. They enjoy what they're doing. Yeah. And so everybody on the team, I've tried to instill this in them, but every person on the team is marketing for our office, for our firm. Yeah. And so it's not just me going out or Sean Hoffman or whoever it is. It's everybody put out a set of documents. Yeah. That is what keeps work coming back to us. Yep. And so trying to create them and create this environment in which that they can put out this good product is very high importance on my list.
I know it really feels like there is a advantage right now being on the employer. The advantage, the power is all on the side of the employee, mm-hmm. and because everyone's busy, there's enough work going around. That means people can look for better salaries, and we definitely have to make the environment appealing, mm-hmm. and keep that. That family environment is part of that. Keeping the relationship strong is really mm-hmm. important. So management's
a huge thing. So
it is.
Everybody follows a person that can lead well.
That's right. That's good. Very good point. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, Dustin, I appreciate your insight, and I thank you for coming and spending some time with us. If you guys have any questions about what's going on in Oklahoma City, or if you'd like to join this conversation, please give us an email. I'm Brandon at hpengineeringinc.com. This is Dustin at hpengineeringinc.com. We'd be happy to hear from you. We look forward to doing this again, and until we see you, goodbye.